Howdy everyone, Runt9 here, and welcome back to Runt9 Plays Nova Drift. In the last episode, we took two twin strikes after we already had singular strike, and we ruined our run. So this time, we're not going to make any mistakes whatsoever, and we're going to have a wonderful run, the best run, the biggest run, and we're going to break 2.5 million in this one. I can feel it in my bones. It's not going to happen, but you know, it's nice to think. You know, Pulse Mortar is a really fun build, but I feel like I've done that a lot recently. I've been wanting to try to get a better blade run, but I think I'm going to re-roll this one just because I need to do a little bit more of that off camera. How about we go for a railgun run? I do love railgun. We'll kind of see how things go off the start if we're going to go for a typical charge shot plus twin strike. Early on, I actually think I do want to roll Halo Firefly just because railgun can have some issues with AoE in the early game. And utilizing Halo plus Firefly can go a long way towards clearing out waves like that, where it's just a lot more difficult to deal with it the normal way. So it's starting me off with Rate of Fire. So I'm tempted to go either the Barrage or Siege Weaponry route. But I think I'm just going to give it a reroll. We will pick up Magnitude. And I would prefer to go the Charge Shot route. It's just more fun in my opinion, and also a better build in general. So light this dude on fire and then just keep throwing some railgun shots at him. The other reason to go this route is I like adding Incendiary Strike onto railgun because railgun has a high base damage in a single shot, and so Incendiary Strike ends up adding a lot of good ticking damage. Add on top of that a little bit of corrosion and mix in the Firefly body with Halo, and you got a lot of fire damage you can put down on enemies. Splinter is pretty good. I actually think I'm going to grab Chaotic Ambition. That just gives us a better chance at picking up some twin strikes. Field cooldown is a good one there. We don't need to deal with rerolls right now. Try to take these guys out one by one and attempt to dodge them, and continue to dodge cluster mines horribly. Like, I know the trick is you can look at the spikes to see what direction they're facing, but sometimes, like that, I just kill them too quickly without really paying enough attention. So our shield is down. We should be careful here. We're in a position where this could very easily just be an early run end. We'll try to just kill that chomper. You know what? Go ahead and give me another Chaotic Ambition. And then let's start working on the skirmish line. Terminate, Blitz are both good, but also Essence Sap is a huge one. There's Obsession. You love to see it. That's going to help us when we get to Twin Strike level, if we happen to see any Twin Strikes. We obviously picked up the additional rerolls as well, which are going to help us try to get to those Twin Strikes. We do need Charge Shot pretty much as soon as possible. We'll grab Payload, and yeah, I think we'll just go the Payload route. Dodge the laser. All right, our shield is down, so I'm actually just going to try to kill these guys with the Firefly fire damage. I need our shield to come back up big time. Grab Terminate, and that'll help out since we should be coming up on a big O fight here in just a moment. Oh, these guys, huh? Take him out before he can start doing too much. Singularity is just fine. I don't mind Singularities when I have Firefly, but Cluster Mines plus Singularity is about the worst possible combination. We are taking a bunch of crash damage here. I'm not a fan. How about we go ahead and grab some Max Hull, and then I'll pick up Blitz here. Because I think survivability is going to be important at the moment. We're going to need to get around to the side. Try to kill that part first. Generally the best idea. So yeah, there's the big O. We do not have an upgrade lined up. We're just going to have to get in there and do whatever we can. Terminate's going to help out a lot here. Our shield has gone down, but We should be able to get there with the combination of burn damage and railgun damage. Yeah, there we go. Got there before the second phase started. There's charge shot, obviously a big pickup. Incandescence isn't a bad pickup at this point, but honestly, I want to make sure that we do hit power reserves. Charge shot is a big deal, but unfortunately, without extra projectiles, it can still not be enough. Like with those guys, I'm just going to run through them, let the Firefly burn damage plus Halo do what it does. Another singularity, huh? Well, how about you don't throw cluster mines at me this time? These guys, that's fine. We'll go up here, make sure my XP doesn't get sucked in. There's Essence Sap, that's a big pickup. I know I've been doing a lot of Essence Sap runs recently. We should probably do a little bit of Rapid Reconstruction and maybe do an Omni Shield run. Just to mix things up a little bit, because I just feel like Essence Sap is maybe a little bit on the overpowered side. It feels better than the other, you know, primary survivability options at the moment. And I think that it could use just a little bit of balance tuning. Not a lot, but I think it should be brought in line where it's really a decision based on the weapon you're using. At the moment, I feel like there's almost no weapon that doesn't benefit from using Essence Sap. There's our first 2 Twin Strikes. There's more Twin Strikes. We just pogged up big time. We are at 5 projectiles now. I'm ready to go. Let's get to... We do need to get to core shielding. I'm gonna want rapid fire so we can charge up a little bit faster. I'm only gonna worry about charging up if we need it though, because at this point we're gonna one-shot most things. All right, now this is a railgun run that is starting off about as perfectly as it can. You're gonna give me 2 Twin Strikes right off the bat, and I already have Obsession, so it's actually 4. You love to see it. So shield cooldown is in a bad spot, but it really shouldn't matter at this point. We could always pick up some energized shielding if we feel like we need it. Now, of course, at this point, our projectile spread is still a little high, so I kind of have to get in there to do a bunch of damage to the Scion. Blast radius would help. Mastery will definitely help. So we're going to want, not targeting, we want calibrate, I mean, more Twin Strikes. Gonna lower our projectile spread. Give me more Twin Strikes. But I'm gonna stop there on the Twin Strikes, because as you can see, now we have what is essentially just a single mass of 7 projectiles. Incendiary Strike is gonna be a big pickup as well, and then there's your Scion kill before the first wave completes. One-shotting Spitfires. This is how a railgun charge shot run goes. This is everything you want to see right out of the gate. So we need to get into the projectile velocity tree pretty quickly here, because we're going to want Snipe, potentially even Warp Strike. Warp Strike ends up being pretty good as well, because then you warp back around. You can see that actually our AoE capabilities have gone down quite a bit. If we do what is arguably a stupid idea and pick up even more Twin Strikes, our projectile spread will go into the negatives and actually wrap around and give us positive projectile spread again, which honestly might end up being a good idea considering we're very single target focused again. But killing a baby jug in 2 shots, and those weren't even full charges, and we don't have the projectile velocity tree yet. I mean, you love to see it. So speaking of the projectile velocity tree, there we go. We should also pick up Splinter. How about some Gemini Protocol? Love to see it. Power reserves is going to be a big pickup. Grab some shield durability though. Yeah, Splinter would help with the AoE a bit, as would Rupture and Blast Radius. Yeah, you can see, like, not having the larger AoE that we had with the 5 projectiles, you know, maybe we should have considered stopping there. But when it comes time to deal with bosses, I mean, you see how quickly we can take down Scion and, you know, one-shotting Spitfires. It's pretty powerful. Warpath is good. Energized shields does help with the shield cooldown problem. There's nothing here that I really want to jump into. Adaptive armor, I don't think quite yet. While yes, power reserves is a big deal, I think I want to go blast radius, high explosive, rupture, because that'll help with some of the AoE. And warp strike would also help with the AoE as well, because the projectiles will continue to spread out as they wrap. I would definitely say that's something I would like to pick up. And when you get into this situation, don't even bother charging up. Just shoot your shots. Essence Sap will keep you alive. Yeah, your shield might go off cooldown. Don't kill all the mines at once, but at this point, it doesn't worry me nearly as much as it usually does. There's High Explosive. That's a good pickup. So against those guys, yeah, we don't even need to charge up. You only charge up when you absolutely have to at this point. Rancor is obviously something we're going to pick up at some point. You know, I'm not rushing to get it, even though plating would help out a good bit, since, you know, our massive wave clearing capabilities are not necessarily there yet. Sorry, I meant to charge up and kill that guy. He took a bunch of bad damage there. Rupture's a good one. I think I will pick up Rupture first. So against this guy, just give me a full charge, wait for shield to come off cooldown, and then just bop him. And then do it again. And do it again. And do it again. Alright, we need one more to kill him. Yep, there's a full kill. Alright, Essence Sap, please and thank you. We do have Essence Sap, right? Yeah, we do. I'm not sure that it actually feels like it right now, though, is the thing. Getting Incendiary Strike will help with the Essence Sap problem. How about we grab Snipe, and that'll also help unlock Warp Strike, which I'm going to go ahead and start on that tree. Because since we're piercing enemies so much, grabbing Warp Strike helps a lot with, you know, wrapping back around and killing more enemies on the next wraparound. I hate it when the worms go off screen and you can't see them, but the next wave won't show up until you kill them. A little frustrating at times. I would prefer that they, you know, either wrap around or stay on screen or something. Alright, let's kill the Spitfire first, then we'll kill this dude. Give me a full charge with a full send. Can't quite one-shot him, but, you know, we're getting closer now that we have Snipe picked up. And again, like, dealing with these guys is problematic. We take a lot of damage from them because we don't have any armor plating, and we don't have armor stacks. So we should consider dipping into those pretty quickly, because we're only going to see more and more of those waves as time goes by. We're going to see more of this type of thing as well. Yeah, don't even need to bother charging for those guys. Okay, at this point, I mean, there's a lot of good options here, but I'm looking for a few things in particular. You're not giving me what I'm looking for. There's Incendiary Strike, that's a big one. Corrosion also helps out quite a lot. But Incendiary Strike helps out because even if you don't get the kill initially, you're going to be lighting them up for a lot. And that's going to be a big deal since we're going to be dealing with the Seraph fight before too terribly long. Rupture would also be a nice one to have. I would like to get that Warp Strike going pretty quickly, though. I see a lot of benefit in that. Honestly, at this point, I'm really questioning, like, when you're doing this build, should you ever go past 5 on projectiles? You know, take your 2 Twin Strikes and just call it good. Because you want that AoE, and then you can just use Calibrate for focusing in, but then you have the AoE capabilities if you don't want to charge up. There's a leftover worm up there somewhere. I mean, Calibrate's good, but not what I'm looking for. Let's go Candescence. Deadly Wake gives us a little bit more different fire damage setup. And again, like, I'm looking for Corrosion, because Corrosion also helps with AoE problem. So, Seraph should be a pretty straightforward kill. We can easily circle around him. We do a ton of damage. We can avoid the Lance. And Essence Sap will keep us alive. And we even have a power-up to boot. You'd love to see it. There we go. Quick, easy Seraph kill. Nothing to worry about there. Alright, we got a Baby Jug. We should be able to one-shot these at this point, right? No, not quite, but pretty close. The two-shot. They do still have a lot of HP, even though they're Baby Jugs and not full jugs. What next? I mean, it's probably a good time to pick up plating. We're going to be dealing with a lot of enemies that do small amounts of damage, and so just reducing things by a flat amount is probably a good thing for us at this point. Can we one-shot a Scion at this point? Not quite. But two-shot for sure. We actually don't need to be charging for these guys. We just need to be spamming to get them off the screen. All right, give me the next upgrade, please. There is Blink, so we are one step closer to getting Warp Strike. That is now something that could possibly appear in the random mod pool. And it would be very ideal if it gave it to us. Corrosion is another big one that I would like to see, just because it really helps out in the AoE situation. Easy, easy Juggernaut kill. I mean, you basically would just want to get to the point where you're doing a full charge against him twice, and that should be enough to take him down. Deal with the ads first. The Scion is an easy kill, but you'll take a lot of damage from the ads if you don't deal with it. And one more. Oh, okay, two more. There we go. So for Jug, let's get around, get this XP. Actually, go to the other side of the screen, please. Then give him a full shot. Get another full charge ready. And give him a full shot. So we're at 2 shots. Is it 3 to kill? I don't know if that was a full charge. Well, okay. The Comets will take care of it. It looks like it's probably 4 shots to kill a Jug at this point. Give me some rerolls. I do think Splinter is another good AoE pickup. Ooh, nothing good there. I mean, Death Blossom is kind of nice. It'll fire out a bunch of railgun shots, but I think we'll just grab Force Armor. It helps with this type of situation where, honestly, I'm just going to run around and deal with these guys via Firefly Body, especially since we just picked up some crash damage resistance. It's like, we took very little damage from that, but was able to get the entire wave out of there without too much trouble. Like, and that's a big part of the reason why I like going Firefly and Halo so often, is it gives you a lot of extra wave clear, especially with Deadly Wake added in and all that. You know, it's good burn damage, and also, like, those mines, doesn't matter. Halo's gonna pop them before anything happens. And now you can get Corrosion ticking. Corrosion helps with dealing with these guys as well. I don't think we have Rupture yet, but Rupture is also another one that helps out as well. Especially like when you kill a Jug, it will kill whatever else is on the screen. Because it has such an insane max HP, the blast radius on it is just ridiculous. Again, I would like to see a Warp Strike. It's like there, it would have killed the guy behind us as well. But, I mean, now that we have Corrosion, you can see that started to put in some good work for us. Now it helps deal with the asteroids. There's Rancor. I'm going to pick it and, you know, not think, I should reroll and try to get Warp Strike. Like, just grab Rancor. You know you want it. It's pretty much a guaranteed pickup because just the scaling on projectile velocity plus projectile size plus projectile damage, it just ends up being pretty crazy for railguns. Yeah, you can see, I think we have Rupture, because I'm pretty sure that guy exploding did a bunch of AoE damage. Yeah, we've got Rupture, definitely. That's what I thought. After seeing that explosion, I'm like, he killed half the screen. We must have Rupture. Defiance adding some extra plating isn't a bad idea, but I think let's grab adaptive armor. It's probably a good time to have some armor stacks. And then we could potentially even consider grabbing, actually I forgot the name of it. The one that actually shoots your armor stacks when you shoot. That ends up being a pretty good mod when you just need more sources of AoE wave clear. It's also why picking up Discord would be a good idea as well if we happen to see it, because we've picked up quite a few wild mods at this point. Yeah, Rupture putting in good work. The later the game goes on, the more of those bosses, or not bosses, but high health enemies you have to deal with. And Rupture can clear a screen pretty quickly. Like you saw, even just the Spitfire had a large blast radius on it. This guy should be a pretty large blast. Yeah, that's like screen width. Can you give me a full charge? Thank you. Oh, that's a bunch of rerolls. Thank you very much for the blessed rerolls. All right, Calibrate, obviously a good pickup. Here's Warp Strike. Thank you very much. You'll love to see it. And use the projectile velocity to your advantage by jumping in at them. Oh, hello, that's a jug, baby jug. You give me a Rupture off of the baby jug, and then give me a full send. Actually, here, I'll let you charge up a big Rancor as well. Oh, the Warp Strike, though. Yeah, Warp Strike is going to put in a lot of work for us. Oops. Here we go. Now, our projectile velocity is pretty high at this point, so the spread really isn't going to add much. Or sorry, the projectiles aren't going to spread out too terribly much, but Rupture adds a lot. The Warp Strike, I do think, is beneficial. Like in that case, you know, it got a couple extra kills that we wouldn't have gotten without having to shoot again. I think that, you know, we're in a good spot. I think more survivability is never going to be a bad thing. The health scaling is starting to diminish our overall capabilities. You can see that I actually took a bunch of stupid damage there. There we go. Yeah, Warp Strike was definitely a good pickup. I think this is the first time I've been able to get this far in a railgun run and have Warp Strike, and I'm seeing just immediate benefits. I do wish that I could get more projectile spread. So again, like, I would definitely consider taking another Twin Strike, simply because it will end up putting our projectile spread into the negatives. In fact, we should be able to see that on here. Spread arc 4.2 degrees. So the negative is off of base. And so it would send us into a negative arc, which would essentially mean that our arc increases again. And I would very much like that. So between Corrosion and Rupture, we have some decent, and Warp Strike, we have some decent AoE. I would also like to add Splinter into the mix as well. We have Obsession, so I'm not going to pick that one up. No, there's Splinter right on cue. Yeah, that's going to add even more projectiles that get sent out. Because like, wave clear is the biggest thing that you need this late in the game to deal with the hordes of enemies. Because at this point, like, killing bosses is easy mode for us. That's something we have zero issues with whatsoever. We have full charge. We got a good blitz on that. So yeah, that was a 2-shot. And I think the biggest part is like making sure that you get that 20% multiplier from blitz on a full charge. The game actually lagged a little bit there because there was so much going on. Get a nice rupture, get a nice splinter. I'm feeling confident about this one. Like, this is one that should be an easy wave 200 kill. We took some bad damage there, but that also meant that we lost a good blitz, but ended up not mattering. And to think, we also don't even have Calibrate on this build right now. Like, imagine what would happen if we added Calibrate into the mix. All right, that's a champion Celestial. Let's go ahead and get him out of the way immediately. Yeah, the Warp Strike plus Splinter combo actually ends up being better than I even realized it would be. Our shield is down, and I would very much like for our shield to come back. Thank you. Yeah, Juggernaut kill with Rupture does end up being basically a full screen clear for us. Power Reserves would be a nice pickup, but I think there's probably a few other things like Channeling. Rebuke is the one I was trying to think of earlier. I don't necessarily know what I'm looking for, but I'll know it when I see it. Something's going to jump out and be like, oh, that's a good pickup. Like, Juggernaut feels like, from a survivability standpoint, we should highly consider it. Honestly, Concentrated Blast plus Antimatter rounds. It might be spicy adding the self-damage on, but we do have the Firefly body. So I think Antimatter rounds could be another huge addition because it's just yet another massive damage increase. 10% size and velocity is it's a lot bigger than it might sound like because velocity also scales up damage on Railgun. And that's each of our 7 projectiles would get increased size and velocity. It's like even when we miss, we hit. All right, just making sure that we do things correctly here. Get a full send. Yeah, the Warp Strike plus Splinter setup is a very good combination for the wave clear. This is definitely one where, like, I am not scared of wave 200 at all. I think this build goes as far as my dodging ability can take us. Damage is not a problem at this point. Wave clear has pretty much become not a problem. It's basically just a matter of let's get to the point where we don't really have to think anymore about dodging. I think Juggernaut is going to help with that. We should probably just, in general, pick up as many defensive upgrades as we see. Some Defiance would not be a bad choice either. But, like, being able to deal with those types of waves, so nice. So nice to not have to worry about it. Let's have the Rupture damage help us out with the Baby Jug here. And then, honestly, like, considering we don't have Calibrate, that was bad. Incendiary Strike ended up getting the kill, even though we didn't even hit that Celestial. All right, our shield is down, though. I would prefer that it come back up. So let's just throw some shots out here to try to let Essence Sap do what it does. Make sure that we stay alive. And yeah, no, I'm definitely on board with grabbing Antimatter rounds. All right, there's a Seraph. Splinter putting in huge work. Like, thank you for the blessed Splinter. Alright, we are going to want to send full charges at him, though. We're going to have another... Oh, that was a bad miss. He got a pretty good charge on us. Thinking Juggernaut might be the play here. I know this could be the run ender, but I'm gonna take another twin strike because I think it will put our projectile spread. It did. It wrapped back around, and now we have 9 railgun shots. This run has been blessed by the twin strike gods. Here's wave 200. Just send it. You always want to try to take out the Scion first, because then it makes it a lot easier to deal with dodging the Seraph. Scion is down. We have a boost as well. We just tanked a lance to the face. Oh, dodge it. He's dead. We are also almost dead, though. Play carefully. Shield is off cooldown. All right, baby. I'm glad that we reset our projectile spread. Now I just want calibrate. Now our wave clear is back at peak performance. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you want. Is our shield cooldown in the toilet now because of having this many twin strikes? Yeah, probably. Do I care? No, not really. We got over 1 million, and now we're just ticking. I want to get calibrate, though. Honestly, don't even give me charge shots on these. Just send it. Okay, though against this guy, we do want a charge shot. There we go. Oh, baby. You love to see it. That helps so much with Warp Strike and Corrode. Like, I'm going to keep saying all of the modifiers that are helping us. There's antimatter rounds. I'm going to re-roll, hope that we get it. We didn't get it, but honestly, Juggernaut is a good pickup here. I'm fine with the reduced thrust. At this point, I just want to not die. Look at the huge hull increase it gave us. That's a huge help. I'm very happy that we got that extra twin strike. I was a little bit wary at first, but I shouldn't have been. This is a great, great pickup. Yeah, the shield cooldown, though, is in an awful spot. We have to pretty much completely rely on Essence Sap to keep us alive. And if we end up in a situation like that, then we die. Okay, so Twin Strike saved us, but also killed us. Basically, the way that I'm going to play this in the future is I think that we're going to stop at the first 2 Twin Strikes. Actually, hold on. We had 8 of them. Yeah, we had 9 projectiles. The first 2 got us to 3. Yeah, stopping at 4 is what I mean. Getting to the 7, it lowers the spread too much. It was too narrow, and it lowered our wave clear potential. And then these 2, I mean, we're at 8 of those. That's 8 times 5. That's minus 40% shield cooldown and minus 40% recovery. That nukes Essence Sap into the toilet. That nukes your shield cooldown into the toilet. Plus Obsession, the minus max hull and shield. It was just a bad setup. But I really like what we did here. This is going to be, I believe, tops on the leaderboard. I mean, this is charge rail. Basically right where we want it. It fell just below the big suck run we did last week. But, I mean, you can't be mad about that. That got us into the millions. And we know just a little bit more about how we want to build this in the future. Stop at 4 Twin Strikes. Don't go for more. It just ruins things. Warp Strike is huge, though. Absolutely want Warp Strike on every future charge rail run. But for now, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your feedback in the form of likes, dislikes, comments at Runt9 Plays on Twitter, community Discord. Check out all those links in the description below. I have a link tree now to keep everything nice and organized. Keep up as I add and remove stuff there. That also includes twitch.tv/Runt9Plays. I do a lot of streaming. Nova Drift is a very common game over there. I'm working on hitting 50 followers so we can do a big old charity stream to try to help fight COVID. And, you know, all that said, also make sure you subscribe over here on YouTube. That's, you know, letting me know that you enjoy what I'm doing and tells me that I should keep doing what I'm doing, add more content. Ooh, the adrenaline in this game is just top tier. I don't even know, like that outro was so bad. I need to just start recording a video and putting that up at the end. But anyways, until the next episode, I got one more to record right after this one, and we're going to jump right in. I'm Runt9. I will see you later.